Most gardeners think faster growth comes from adding more fertilizer. That's one of the biggest mistakes I see in productive gardens. In reality, I've watched gardeners pour expensive nutrients into their beds while plants barely respond. Then they blame the fertilizer, the seeds, or even the weather. The real problem is usually hiding in the soil itself. When roots can't access nutrients efficiently, growth slows down no matter how much fertilizer you apply. Poor moisture levels, incorrect pH, and weak microbial activity can turn fertile soil into a bottleneck that limits everything above ground. One tool that helped me uncover this repeatedly is a 4-in-1 soil moisture meter that measures moisture, pH, soil temperature, and sunlight intensity. It's amazing how often a struggling garden is caused by one of these hidden factors. I'll leave the exact one I use in the description if you want to check it out. In one raised bed, it revealed a problem I never would have spotted just by looking at the surface. What I poured on the soil wasn't fertilizer at all. The garden bed looked healthy enough. The plants weren't dying, but they weren't thriving either. Tomatoes were growing slowly. Lettuce heads were undersized. Beans looked pale. Instead of reaching for fertilizer, I applied a simple compost tea made from finished compost and water. Nothing fancy. About 1 part mature compost to 5 parts water, steeped for 24 hours and strained before application. This is where many gardeners get confused. Compost tea isn't magic. What it does is introduce beneficial microorganisms and organic compounds that help wake up biological activity already present in the soil. Within days, the difference became noticeable. New growth appeared darker green. Leaves expanded faster. Root crops started putting on size. The soil itself became easier to work and retained moisture more consistently. But the compost tea wasn't the entire reason. The hidden factor that determines whether this works. Here's the mistake many gardening videos leave out. Beneficial microbes need the right environment to survive. If the soil is too dry, too cold, or too acidic, you can add all the compost tea you want and see very little improvement. That's exactly why I always check moisture and pH before applying anything. In one container garden, moisture readings showed the top inch was wet while the root zone underneath was nearly dry. The plants looked watered, but the roots were stressed. After correcting the watering depth, growth accelerated without adding any extra fertilizer. That's a lesson every serious gardener should understand. Surface appearances can be misleading. The soil food web is doing more work than you think. Healthy soil isn't just dirt holding roots upright. It's an ecosystem. Bacteria break down organic matter. Fungi transport nutrients. Earthworms improve structure and aeration. Countless microscopic organisms work together to make nutrients available to plants. When that system is active, plants grow faster because nutrients move more efficiently through the root zone. When that system collapses, growth slows even if nutrients are technically present. I've seen gardeners spend hundreds of dollars on fertilizers while ignoring soil biology. In most cases, improving biological activity produces better long-term results than simply adding more nutrients. And later I'll tell you the common watering habit that destroys much of this microbial activity without gardeners realizing it. The watering mistake that holds plants back. Frequent shallow watering is one of the worst habits in gardening. It encourages roots to stay near the surface where temperatures fluctuate and moisture disappears quickly. Instead, I prefer deep watering that penetrates at least 6 to 8 inches into the soil for most vegetable beds. In raised beds, I often water until moisture readings show consistent levels throughout the root zone rather than just the top layer. The difference becomes obvious during hot weather. Deep-rooted plants remain productive while shallow-rooted plants struggle. This applies whether you're growing tomatoes in raised beds, peppers in containers, or cucumbers in traditional garden rows. Even hydroponic growers face the same principle. People often think hydroponics is completely different from soil gardening. It isn't. The same biological principles apply. Root health, oxygen availability, moisture balance, and nutrient access still determine plant performance. I've grown lettuce in hydroponic systems where nutrient levels were perfect, yet growth slowed because water temperatures were too high. The roots weren't functioning efficiently. Whether you're growing in soil or water, healthy roots always come first. What actually made everything grow faster? The answer wasn't a miracle product. It was combining active biology, proper moisture, balanced pH, and healthy root conditions. The compost tea simply helped kickstart a process that the soil was already capable of supporting. Too many gardeners search for shortcuts. What consistently works is understanding how soil functions as a living system. Once you get that right, Plants respond quickly because you're removing the limitations that have been holding them back all along. That's why some gardens seem to explode with growth while others struggle despite receiving the same fertilizers. The difference is usually happening underground. If you found this useful, subscribe to FarmLogic for more practical gardening lessons based on real-world testing in gardens, raised beds, containers, and hydroponic systems. And if you know another gardener who keeps adding fertilizer but isn't seeing results, share this video with them. The more you understand soil biology, root health, and the hidden factors that drive plant growth, the more productive your garden becomes season after season.